All right. Thank you for joining our first or attempt at restarting our Sunday Feast keynote. And I've been asked to spend some time with you. So thank you for joining us. I hope everyone is safe. Everyone is taking all the necessary precautions for managing through this shelter in place because of COVID-19. I don't know about you. I can assume that each of you feels this way as well. I am thoroughly missing being in the presence of Kishore Kishori and all their devotees and guests and friends. Every Sunday, somehow I'm feeling a little out of place, not able to gather with all my friends and acquaintances, be there, have prasadam. And I just suddenly I realized the value of what perhaps I've been doing for 20 years every Sunday. For the past so many Sundays, we don't have access to the temple environment and to the devotees. And it's been very difficult for me, and I'm assuming it's similar for you. So we have a short time. This is a different medium, so I can't see you directly. I think you can see me, and we'll take it from here. I wanted to share a topic. The title is Go Ahead, Binge. And the reason I picked this is I've been hearing from my other friends in a different forums that because it's shelter in place in United States, in other countries, they call it differently. In India, it's called lockdown. It's a little bit more stringent, and everyone's forced to stay indoors, and everyone's trying different ways to cope with the restrictions that have been placed on us for our own safety, but it's been placed on us. And so one of the things that's happening is the consumption of online videos streaming has just gone through the roof like anything. Now, over the past few years, there's been a lot of growth in online media consumption. So I want to take you through today's presentation and see if you can follow along. I hope you can see my screen. So if I were to ask you this question, according to Reed Hastings, who's the CEO of Netflix, who is Netflix's biggest competitor? And if you wonder who that might be, here's the answer. If you are thinking Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Apple TV, any of the other streaming, most likely your answer is not correct. The answer, the biggest competitor to Netflix, according to the CEO of Netflix, is sleep. Basically, what it means is they don't want, or they feel threatened that their audience, when they go to sleep, they're not watching their streaming service. They're not consuming their streaming service. So over the past few years, I want to show you some statistics of how in the past few years, this is from a survey in 2018 of how young adults are going on pressing the play button. Okay. So if you look at the far left on the screen, it says more than 76% of those who took this survey, who are in the age group of 18 to 29, have watched a show by being up all night. And across all TV watchers, that's 52%. Okay. If you take the second column, watched a new season within 24 hours of its being available, that's a staggering 51% in ages 18 to 29 and 29% across the board. So what has happened is consumption of media or streaming on streaming sites has just expanded like anything. And so it has, people are into this frenzy of consuming one after the other. So the question was by a clinical psychologist, Rene Carr, as to what happens when people go on watching like that, and what is the reason behind such binge watching. And so they are telling us that by this kind of binge watching, our brain releases a hormone called dopamine. And this dopamine gives the body a natural internal reward of sense of pleasure that reinforces the engagement in that activity. So it's the brain that signals and communicates to the body that says, hey, this feels good, keep doing it. And the keep doing it, the dopamine, it increases. Now, over time, as dopamine is released more and more in the body develops a resistance to that dopamine. So it's like gambling or any other behavioral addiction. They say that binge watching activates this in our brain and as a responsible reward function. Okay. But what happens over time is that the brain starts producing less dopamine from the same level of activity because we are building a tolerance to it. So it takes more activity to develop more dopamine, okay, to get the same feeling of enjoyment. So think of it this way. In any other addiction, if it's, let's say, smoking of a cigarette, when a person smoked one cigarette, they got a certain kick from it. But as they keep smoking that one cigarette, it's not enough. So they have to do 2, and then it becomes 4 or 6, a pack, and they have to keep smoking enough to get that original kick that they have had. This is how addiction works. So it takes more and more of the same activity to give us the same feeling of enjoyment, making binge watching that much harder to stop. Now, this is on the negative side, right? Binge watching, it becomes an addiction. There is a dopamine release, and that has to be compensated by more binging. I like the word binging in this sense because on this side has a negative effect. But can there be a healthy binging? Can there be a binging by which we are actually, instead of becoming addicted in a bad way, in a harmful way, or in an addictive way, can there be binging that will uplift us, make us more enlightened, and actually benefit us in the long run? And so there is one. And that is by binging on hearing about Krishna. And therefore I titled it Go Ahead Binge, because once we are at home and working from home, for many of us, our commute has been cut down or eliminated. So it opens up for more time, right? And in this time, I think it's most opportune to, rather than binge on electronic media, we rather binge using the same medium on a different type of experience. And that is by hearing, reading, discussing from the wonderful books like the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, any of Prabhupada's works, or the wonderful books like Ramayana, Mahabharata, whatever it takes to keep us in a way becoming, I'm going to use the word addicted, not in a negative way, but in a very, very positive way, becoming more attracted to Lord Krishna and Lord Krishna's devotees. So that binging has a certain effect. Just the way here electronically, the more we continue these activities, the more we become attracted. The similar principle in a positive side happens when we hear Bhagavatam. So I thought of sharing with you a series of verses across the Srimad Bhagavatam where different devotees seem to consistently have the same experience. And that same experience is how much ever they go on hearing about Krishna, while they are feeling very jubilant, sad, excited, and enlightened, they don't feel that it's enough. They want more. So here's the first example. The stage is set where thousands and thousands of sages, this is at the beginning of Kali Yuga, thousands and thousands of sages, they have gotten together to benefit all of humanity. And they have understood that the way they can benefit humanity is when they themselves feel completely nourished. So they've invited a great personality by the name Suta Goswami, and they're asking him to please speak about Krishna and Krishna's advent in different incarnations on planet Earth across millions and millions of years in different incarnations. And they say, please don't cut short any of the narrations. Keep speaking, because the more you speak, the more we are eager. So they're saying, Vayam tu na vitrupyamah. The word tripya means to feel satisfied. Vitrupyama means fully satisfied, but there is this na vitrupyama. We're not feeling satisfied. The more we hear, we want to. Vayam tu na viptu. We are not feeling satisfied. We're not feeling satiated. On what? On the topic of the great activities of Krishna. Here the word for Krishna is Uttama Shloka. Uttama Shloka means he who is described in the choicest of poetic verses. Vikrame, when we hear about his fantastic activities. Yach Shrunvatam, by hearing it, Rasagyanam, our feeling of attraction with proper philosophical understanding about Krishna, Svadu, Svadu, Pade Pade. At every step, the taste is increasing. Swad is taste. And in Sanskrit, in poetry, when the word is used two times, like sometimes we say in English, I am very, very satisfied. In Sanskrit, when poetry, when the word is used two times, swadu, swadu, it means unending. It's a continuous experience. Swadu, swadu, pade, pade. At every step, at every moment, we're feeling this gush, this surge of taste in hearing about Krishna, that we want to hear more, and the more we consume, it's not enough. So please keep talking about it. And for this experience, they have something that we all aspire for. It's called Rasa Jnanam. Rasa is the experience or enjoyment of a relationship. So this relationship with Krishna, and that's what they are enjoying. So this is the sages of Naimisharanya, place where. Now we're going to go forward. And these sages, they say it again and again in the Bhagavatam. Here's another example. Now he has narrated, Suta Goswami has narrated different pastimes of Krishna. And then it's going from one story to another. And in that transition, these sages say, oh, it's not enough. Keep talking. So they say, Ta nah kirtaya bhadram te, kirtanya udara karmanaha. Rasagya, see the same word again. Rasagya ko nutrupyeta hari lilamritam piban. Now they are saying that we are drinking what you're speaking, we are drinking through our ears. Amritam piban. And what is that nectar that is flowing through their ears? Hari Leela, the wonderful activities of Lord Krishna, Hari. And they're saying, all blessings to you, all good wishes, keep going, continue. Rasagya ko nahu tripyata. Who's such a person? What sort of devotee can be satiated by hearing the nectarian pastimes of the Lord? So they want more. Now let's go to all the way to 10th canto. In 10th canto, there is this conversation. Again, Parikshit Maharaj, who's hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from another sage called Sukadeva Goswami. Shukadeva Goswami is narrating about Krishna in Vrindavan. So Parikshit Maharaj tells him, please don't pause, continue, because this is what is happening to me. Brahman, O sage, Krishna Katha Punya, this very auspicious Krishna Katha, stories about Krishna. Madhvir Loka Malapaha. Madhvir means very tasteful. Madhu means honey. Madhvir is honey-like. Loka Malapaha. Loka Mala means all the contamination in the heart of a normal person. Apaha means it can be destroyed, it can be removed. If that is the kind of effect it has, konutrapyeta, who is a person who will say, stop, I don't want my heart to be clean? Who will say, stop, I don't want this fantastic enjoyment, that my heart is dancing with joy when I hear Krishna Katha? Shravanaha, Shrutagya, Nitya Nutanaha. Nitya Nutana means the topics, although we hear the same topics again and again, because they are recited in wonderful realizations, they seem ever fresh. In this purport, Prabhupada writes that mundane news becomes stale after the first time. If you ever watch news, and if they keep sharing the same news bit again and again, it gets boring. But Krishna Katha, because it is on the platform of transcendence, it's not like matter where it becomes stale. It is ever fresh. Nitya Nutana. Nutana means new. And Nitya Nutana means ever fresh, ever new. Because with each time, as one hears it or studies it or discusses it, there is a new taste to it, because there are newer realizations, deeper levels of realizations about Krishna and Krishna's devotees. Here's another example. We go to the 12th canto, the very last canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Here the speaker, Suta Goswami, is now speaking. Okay, he's now speaking about Markandeya Rishi, who's a very, very famous person who has lived for thousands and thousands of years and very, very realized. Yet he loves to hear from Lord Shiva himself. And so Suta Goswami is saying, Iti Chandra Lalamasya. Chandra Lala is a name of Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva has a crescent moon on his forehead, and Lalata means forehead. Chandra Lala means he who has a crescent moon on his forehead. Iti Chandra Lalamasya Dharma Guhyopa Brahmhitam. Lord Shiva is speaking the great secrets that are hidden in these texts and these narrations. And he's speaking Vacho Amritanam Rishi. The speech of Lord Shiva is like sweet elixir, sweet nectar. And Markandeya Rishi is saying Na Tripyat Karanyah Pibam. He's not satisfied, although he's drinking through his ears. So here are some words that have been common across all these verses. One is Krishna Katha or Hari Leela or Hari Katha. Piban, Karanya Piban, drinking through the ear. And most importantly, Na Tripyat, Nat Vitrupyamaha, Na Tripyat, etc. They're saying we're not satisfied. So here's the translation. Suta Goswami said, drinking with his ears Lord Shiva's nectarian words, full of confidential essence of religion, Markandeya Rishi could not be satiated. That means he wants more and more. Another example. Now here, first we talked about Suta Goswami, we talked about Parikshit Maharaj, we talked about Shukadev Goswami, we talked about Lord Shiva. Let's take the best of the devotees of Krishna that has no parallel at all, or nobody equal. That is Kishori herself, or Srimati Radharani, the pleasure potency and consort of Lord Krishna. She is up there. She has achieved whatever we can ever aspire for in terms of intimacy and her ability to completely enamor Krishna. Here's a side note. The word Krishna, Prabhupada teaches us, means one who can attract anybody and anything. Akarshayati iti Krishna. So Krishna, who's all attractive, can attract anything and anyone, which means he himself has no attraction to anything or anyone. But there is one person who can attract even the all attractive, Srimati Radharani. So such a personality as Radharani, what does she think about hearing about Krishna? So here is what it says. Apara animishat drigbhyam. Apara means another gopi. That another gopi is Radharani. She is being referred to here. Apara animishad drigbhyam. Drigbhyam means with eyes. Animishad with wide open eyes, or eyes that are not blinking. Animisha drigbhyam jushana. Jushana means enjoying and relishing at a very, very intense level. Tan mukhambujam. She's gazing at Krishna's lovely, beautiful, lotus-like face. Apitam. She's drinking the beauty of Krishna through her eyes. Yet, although she has Krishna with her, she is looking at Krishna and drinking his form through her eyes. Apina tripyat. Still, she is not satisfied. Why? Because she wants to binge in our parlance. She wants more. She cannot stop. She cannot say, oh, I've seen enough of Krishna. Apina tripyat. Santastat charanaram yatha. And her experience is being paralleled with how the great sages feel a sense of this constant desire when they are serving the feet of Krishna. Of course, one of our greatest commentators by the name Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, actually this comparison doesn't make complete sense, because the sages are still not perfect or at the stage where Radha is. Yet this is only used to give us a sense of a worldly experience to explain something that is out of the world. So what the sages are experiencing and what Radharani is experiencing are not the same, but it only gives us sort of an idea, if you will. So even Srimati Radharani is not satiated by drinking the form of Krishna with her eyes, and she wants more. Here's one more example. And this is of seeing Krishna and being with Krishna in Vrindavan. And so Parikshit Maharaj is saying, "Oh Shukadev Goswami, oh Brahmana, Brahman, Bhagavatas Tasya Bhumna Swachandavartina." This Supreme Personality of Godhead, Gopala, his name is Gopala, Krishna, Bhumna, on this earthly realm, Swachandavartina. He's moving on this earthly region out of his own will and desire, freely moving here and there. Gopala Udara Charitam. This character and these stories about Krishna, they are very magnanimous. Magnanimous because they are curing the disease of the heart, of lust, greed, envy, pride, anger, jealousy, madness, illusion. It's a long list. And that long list can be pushed aside, removed from the heart, because Krishna, out of his kindness, walks on the surface of this earth. He and all of his incarnations, like Lord Ramachandra, Krishna, Narsimhadev, Varaha, etc., simply to help us. And if if Lord Krishna and his incarnations are being so kind, who is there who will be satisfied with just a little drop when you're being offered an entire ocean of nectar? So he says, Brahman Bhagavatas Tasya Bhumna Swachandavartina Gopalodara Charitam Kaha Tripyatam Amritam Jushan. Jushan means this taste, this relish, this experience. So he's saying, O Brahmana, the unlimited Supreme Personality of Godhead freely acts according to his own desires. Who could be satiated when hearing the nectar of the magnanimous pastimes he performed as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan? So it's not enough. I want more. I want more. We go to 11th canto. Okay. And in the 11th canto, again, he's saying, Na anutripya. Again, see the recurring word, na anutripya. Anutripya here is saying, I'm not feeling complete satisfaction. Na anutripya jushan, yushmad, in what you are speaking, vachaha, the words of Hari Kathamritam. Because this Kathamritam, as I said previously, he said is samsara tapa nishtaptaha mrityaha martayaha. We are all burning, whether we accept it or not, whether we realize it or not, we are all burning in this cycle of birth and death. We're all burning where our freedom has been very heavily curbed. We're not free to move here and there. So we're feeling a sense of burning in the heart. That is just this one. But even if you're able to move freely about, we're burning in the heart for making life meaningful and rewarding. And we tried different things. But here we are being told that the way to remove that burning, it says, Tat tap bheshajam. Bheshajam means medicine. That the medicine for such a burning of the heart is Harikathamritam, the sweet nectar of Harikatha. So here's the translation. Although I am drinking the nectar of your statements about the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, my thirst is not yet satiated. Such nectarian descriptions of Lord and his devotees are the actual medicine for conditioned souls like me, who are tormented by the threefold miseries of material existence. Samsara tapa nishtapta. I am being burnt by the fire or the threefold miseries. So, side note, what are the threefold miseries? Srila Prabhupada explains that the threefold miseries we experience are difficulties or distress owing to our own body and mind, or distress owing to someone else's body and mind. Someone is in a bad relationship, or someone has a problem with their neighbor, with their attorney, or with their customer, with their relatives, or the neighbor's dog, the mosquitoes. In this case, the coronavirus. We're struggling because of that. And the third, he says, is the distress due to higher order disturbances, like excessive rain or famine, or drought, or flooding, too much snowing, blizzards, etc. So these three are constantly tormenting us. And the way to relieve ourselves from that, the way to completely make ourselves immune, is this Harikathamritam. That's very, very important. So we all have this opportunity. We all have this chance to feel and experience what these great personalities are experiencing. And so Srila Prabhupada offered all of us this opportunity through his teachings in the form of his books. There are books. Some people can't read, so there are audio recordings. If you don't want to hear audio recording of a lecture, there are audio recordings of Prabhupada's conversations with different personalities. There are recordings of Srila Prabhupada's morning walks. And as he would walk, he would take on different topics, and there would be a nice debate. There would be some stories. There would be a chuckle, a joke here and there. That's available. There are many of Prabhupada's followers who speak on different topics across the planet. There are devotees in Chicago who also do that service. So we have a wide range we can pick from. But from that wide range, we are being encouraged to pick something to make a start, if you have not already. And if you are already doing something, then enhance it, intensify it. And we're inviting how you can benefit yourself. Pick Prabhupada's books, read, either alone or find someone within your family, your friends, or if there are other devotees who are already reading, read together. Hear daily. Okay? Just as we take multivitamins daily because it helps develop immunity and strength over a long period of time, the greatest immunity, as we heard 2 slides ago, tat tapa bheshajam, the medicine is to take from the ear. So hear every day, even if it is for a few minutes, hear something and meditate on it. Think about it the whole day. Consider it. See what opportunities you have in the day to apply that message, to see the world through that message, and see what an experience you get. But that's not enough. Discuss it. Gather a group or your family member, even if it is one more, doesn't matter. Discuss it. Share it. Share what you're learning with others. Then this experience of Navitrupyama, the taste keeps on growing. We want to grow. We want it to grow in our heart. So we have the capacity to take on more and more of this wonderful nectar called Krishna Katha. Okay, so go ahead, binge. And you want help with it, then we invite you to connect with us. If you'd like a group to read with, or you want a reading partner or buddy, then come on over. We can connect you. here are ways in which you can do. Give us a call, write us an email, go to Facebook, and tell us that you want to um, connect, and you want to be able to experience this kind of growing intensity of connection and experience with Kishore Kishori. So we invite you. Don't miss this opportunity. I have a feeling that in a few weeks, once the shelter in place goes away, before we know, we may become completely engrossed back in the rut, back in the same things that we were trying to find a little escape from, a relief from. So it's a great opportunity that I'm reminding myself, and I'm encouraging all of us to not miss. Hmm? I've heard from different news reports, different friends sharing that they're able to do things now that they previously were not able to. They're getting to spend quality time with their family and friends. They're getting to pursue certain avocations that previously they were not getting. So this opportunity was going to go, this will go away soon, but better to create a habit very quickly, and so that it continues even after our lives become the old style of busy. Okay, so thank you. I'm going to pause here and see if you have any questions or comments. The way YouTube is designed, and since we're doing it YouTube live, you can type in your questions or comments. If you have an experience of this Natrapyamaha that you've been reading or hearing every day, and you relate to this kind of experience, then say something, type in and share with us. If you have any question or you like to make a comment, please do. And I'm trying to read from here. So my eyes are distracted a little bit. I want to see if someone's saying. So for example, Keshav Kishore is saying Hare Krishna. So we wish you Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sham Saki. It's a beautiful verse that I like very much. That the medicine for the burning heart is the soothing nectar of Krishna Katha. Any other questions or comments? I'll be here for a few more minutes. Anyone? If there isn't anything, okay. I thank you for joining us today. Hold on, I guess some questions are coming our way. I'm going to reorient myself a little bit, so please bear with me 1 second. All right, the question we're getting is, what is the best way to start discipline of chanting the holy name? The best way is to, on a set of beads, there are 108 beads. If you can give 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes it takes to chant what we call one round on that bead, on that set of beads every day. Sometimes people chant many rounds on a particular day because they're very excited, and then for a few days they go on, they take a pause. Now such habit, like anything else in life, if you want to cultivate something, the best thing is to cultivate it every day. Whether it's a diet or exercise routine or a habit. And the best thing to do is do small quantities over an extended period of time. So as you do that over an extended period of time, it gives you or anyone the taste and the strength and the conviction to do a little bit more. So start with one round, Carol. Start with one round, 7 minutes, chant japa. If you don't want to chant alone, find a buddy that can chant with you, or find on YouTube Prabhupada's chanting and chant along. And it's an amazing experience that will help you develop that discipline of chanting of the holy name. So I hope that satisfies you. Another question I have here is from Shiva Senthil. Is it bad if I do not remember the readings when done regularly? How to remember better? Well, it's not bad if you don't remember. Okay. We are conditioned souls, and some of us may not have certain strong memory. Okay. However, how to remember better is in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we are told that there is an order: Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So Shravanam, begin with hearing. And when we hear regularly, daily, as I'm saying, we hear daily, then we get a chance to repeat it to someone else. Oh, this is what I heard today. And if you can't remember just like that, the best way is to take a book, a paper and a pen, or your phone, or however, and record some points down that really was very important to you. Write it down and look at it several times in a day. And when you get a chance with whoever you meet, say it, that this is what I heard today and it had an impact on me. And believe it or not, you will not forget it. Okay, so that's just a simple, I guess, technique. Write it down and repeat it to somebody. So next question is how to develop the genuine taste for chanting, Vishala Akshadas. Let's take the word taste for a moment. Okay, suppose we have a wonderful plate of food in front of us. I like food examples because for me, I relate to the world through food. Okay, suppose we have a plate of very amazing dishes in front of us. They all look beautiful. They smell very fragrant, nice and hot plate of dinner. Okay, but I'm not hungry. I have absolutely no hunger. And if I have no hunger, I cannot experience the taste of something that is wonderful and waiting to be tasted. So until and unless I have hunger, I have a fire burning in my stomach, that hunger will facilitate me to taste it. Similarly, the chanting of the holy name, we have to have a hunger, a burning desire to taste it. So first is the burning desire. Now that burning desire has to be facilitated by a very, very important aspect called service attitude. We want to be finding opportunities to serve the devotees of Krishna. It is through serving of the devotees of Krishna that one's taste for hearing and chanting improves. And if you like, there is a verse in the Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter. I think it is verse number 16 or 15. Shushushayo Shraddadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipraha Punyatirtha Nishevanat. Besides the Sanskrit, what it says is Shushushaya. One should humbly serve the devotees, not arrogantly, not to gain attention or not to get a pat on the back, but genuinely Shraddadhanasya, with faith. When one serves the devotees, there is a gift we get, and that gift is called Vasudeva Katha Ruchi. We have a taste for that hearing. Okay. Next one, there's a comment here. I'm resonating with the point you mentioned, medicines through the ears. It is so vibrant. Thank you. Okay, one more comment. I think you can all read the comments yourself. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Please be safe. Please take care of yourselves and make sure that when you walk out, you are adequately taking precautions so you don't contract the virus or accidentally become the transmitter of it. Until we meet again next Sunday, I wish all of you safe, but definitely a very rewarding week, hopefully increasing and enhancing our taste for Krishna Katha. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.